Hey guys, this is Allison from Allykatkreations. How are you? Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. And if you get a connect the dot, an epiphany, a mind-blowing moment, a new book to read, a new author to explore, please consider supporting my work, and all the links for that will be below the video. The Realms of the Living Dead. After just reading The Secret Teaching of All Ages by Manly P. Hall, something sparked me to continue on with this book because things are happening in our political sphere, and this should be an interesting read. So this is chapter 22. Independent communications continued. Oh, this is going to get juicy. A message from Lincoln. A prophecy of the Aquarian Age. A vision of the coming. What perfect time to be reading this is now. I'm telling you what, it is now. A message from Lincoln. A call to America. Note, the following message first published in it's very blurry, magazine of May 1917, and reprinted here with their permission, we feel to have been not only a prophecy of what America was soon to face and accomplish, but was an indication that the great soul of Abraham Lincoln was bringing to bear upon the leaders of our beloved country the same influence which this message expresses. And through that influence had much to do in guiding the nation and awakening in our broad land the old-time enthusiasm and determination to fight not only for liberty, but to sustain in a world at large all the high ideals for what Americanism stands. Of course, this was before America entered the war, and while pacifism and pro-Germanism were rampant. The authors. Out of the great mass of omens which occurred just prior to the present Great War, the following striking ones may be called to mind. Quote, at the celebration of Saturn Day, September 1st, at the Saxon town of Arton in 1911, hundreds of the inhabitants had gathered in the large square, which has Bismarck's statue in the center, when suddenly the sword which the figure of the maker of modern Germany holds extended at length dropped from the statue's hand and fell noisily to the ground. The fall of the sword was immediately followed by that of the sword arm of the imperial chancellor. In the next year, 1912, the Balkan War broke out, which was the precursor of the present crisis. About the same time or shortly after, as one of the results of an earthquake, which took place that autumn on the continent of Europe, a colossal statue of Germania was overthrown at Constance. Another even more significant result of this earthquake in the eye of the superstitious was the rendering of the solid masonry towers of the Berg. I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher some German right here. Hohenzollern, the ancestral castle of the reigning house. A further omen of disaster to Belgium was the cracking of the famous Roland bell in the belfry of Ghent, which has been held to symbolize for many centuries past the spirit of Flemish liberty. On July 22nd of the year 1914, it cracked and broke when rang. This incident was regarded at the time as a dire omen of evil. In the view of the above incidents, the damage which our own Statue of Liberty sustained from the missiles which rained upon it after the explosion of several barges of ammunition which blew up in New York Harbor on the night of July 30th, 1916, may fairly be considered a serious omen for America. In view of the laws underlying such phenomena revealed in the following message, and especially in view of the fact that the missiles were fashioned by her own sons, there were three of us seated before the glowing logs of a fireplace on the evening of Tuesday, February 27th, 1917, and we had been quietly discussing present world conditions, which suddenly the glowing fires seemed to fade away or be obscured by a thick, chilling fog. Wondering at this strange phenomena and shivering as we continued to peer into its thick gray depths, two of those present, while in full waking consciousness, began to see the faint outlines of the Statue of Liberty appear through the fog, but corroded, bedraggled, and forlorn. Instead of the heart thrill that invariably marked our sight of that great symbol of our country's ideals, this vision brought with it the most depressing sense of impending disaster. And as we continue to gaze spellbound at the singular scene, the familiar figure of Abraham Lincoln seemed to emerge from the fog above the statue. His head was bowed in sorrow. His face was worn and haggard, as from carrying a great burden of care and anxiety, and in his eyes were the deep heart sorrow and suffering of the consuming sadness, as one whose highest ideals had been scorned and trampled underfoot by those he loved best. Observing our attention, he raised his head, and with right arm uplifted, his lips began to move, and we seemed to hear his voice, in tones of tragic sadness, whose pathos seemed to melt our hearts, giving us the following message, which he begged us to transmit to his beloved people. Quote, America can retain the freedom of the seas and her place among the nations only through a recognition of the necessity of building a Statue of Liberty, not only in the harbor of her greatest city, but the lifting up a Statue of Liberty in its true sense in the hearts of her people. Only thus can she ever take her true place. Quote, the broad boast of America that she is the land of liberty and the home of the free is symbolized in her great Statue of Liberty in New York Harbor. It is most significant that in this age and day of America is losing her high ideals as the land of liberty and the home of the brave. No longer does she hold up the torch of liberty to enlighten the world, but crouches behind her own bulwarks crying, peace, peace, when there is no peace, drawing her garment before her face as her sisters and brothers pass by in their misery and agony, saying, it is nothing to me. We are the land of the free. Almost at the beginning of the crisis in the affairs of our beloved country, for which we weep, a most untold accident seemed to befall our Statue of Liberty. You will doubtless recall the fire which caused the explosion of the barges laden with ammunition among the Jersey shore. To one who pays attention to the events of life, who realizes that every great national event, such as the erection of a great statue which symbolizes the ideals of the nation, marks an epoch in its history, which such an accident has a profound significance. For all the force of the air and the elements and nature combined to the respect, symbol, and force whose had erected it to live up to its ideals. And when these ideals are belittled, the elements combine to show the man that something is vitally wrong. Therefore, his bombardment and damage to the Statue of Liberty should have been a significant omen of that which occurred in the higher realms. And that's confirmation I got a humongous high-pitched tone in my ear, which is usually significant in telling me correctamungo. Oh, America, that beloved of my soul, thou for whom the blood of the brave and the true have been shed, thou for those whose ideals great souls have struggled and perished and attained, where is thy liberty? Where is thy freedom? Like the mist upon the harbor, such a little thing serves to blot out from our eyes the wonderful Statue of Liberty. O decadent nation, wrapped in thy slumber of sophistry, lulled into a distracted sleep by man's greed, dissension, and the mechanisms of thy enemies. How long think you this condition can endure? Brave sons are awakening in this great day and are already turning their eyes to your flag of freedom, crying out for a leader. Where is the man of destiny who shall recognize his right to be the deciding factor in the world's confused day of reckoning? Where is the brave and great leader who shall call out the sons of America to uphold the institutions of divine liberty and protection and freedom? As if Lincoln was talking about now. Oh, cringing nation, I know you not. Oh, effeminate and degenerate rulers, I recognize you not. Souls of America, arise, awake. Throw off this slothful, death-gripping insomnia of unrest. It's beautiful. Look into the eyes of the true Statue of Liberty, that which exists in the higher realms, that which is the mother who gave thee birth and suckled thee at her breasts. Look deep into her eyes, see her gaze far out and away from your own land into the distant corners of the world. Then look around her feet. See the many of her seeming own, the poor, the hungry, the suffering, and the lost of all lands, clinging for protection beneath her skirts. How your hearts thrill when she sheltered in her arms the Negro slave and said, he shall be free. Yet look yonder, see the slaves, hear the cries, listen to the agony of your brothers and sisters across the sea. Where is the strong arm that can protect? Where is the mother love that can shelter? Oh, America, America, no longer the land of the free, but the land of greed and selfishness, of sophistry, of dissension among yourselves. Who shall save you? To whom shall we look for a successor? We shall tear down our Statue of Liberty? Shall we allow the elements to destroy it? Yes, yes. It cannot stand unless the land it guards be true to its ideals. Children of unrest, would to God that the cannon's roar wake you from your slothful sleep and self-seeking. Would to God some great call should come to you, yet I would not that the call should be save yourselves. Oh no. Save your brothers, save your sisters, the world. Stop this carnage like the strong giant that you are. Take your stand for principle and for right, and strike with the strength of the great powers that are back of you. The powers that won freedom for you from tyranny of the old world. Everywhere you are answered, know your strength. Win freedom for the world. Can you not see the great forces gathered at the higher planes which are seeking to send into your hearts, O children of man, the old-time cry of freedom? O God, send us the man of destiny. Send us the man of destiny. O God, Has the scroll been obliterated? The great scroll on which it has been written by the hand of divine law that this nation is destined to become the leader of the world? No hand but the hand of its own sons could obliterate it. Leaders are not made by money, by greed, avarice, dissension, deception, and underhanded dealings. The spirit of America lies crushed and bleeding. The cannons that had roared on the fields of battle have gone through her heart. The torpedoes that have sunk brave ships without warning have entered into her bosom and had sunk her beneath the waves of life. But is there no life left in this corpse? Cry out to the Lord of battles for strength, for understanding, and for truth. Let go the childish cry for peace, peace, when there is no peace. Can you be saved and hear the whole world groan? Can you be great and all the rest annihilated? Is this greatness the greatness of saving your own skin, or is it the greatness to dare, to do, and to die? And greater still to come forth in the strength and power of the Lord of hosts, knowing your destiny, recognizing that for which you were born in blood in a fight for liberty, and declare yourself for liberty and the enlightenment of the world. O America, America, thou art the man. Thou art the nation of destiny. Dare you deny it? Dare you hide when cannons roar? Dare you cringe when blood flows? Dare you doubt your high destiny? O America, America, nation of my love, art thou fallen? Art thou fallen? Goosebumps, correlations, downloads, channelings. I mean, I got buzzing in my ear. Abraham Lincoln. Sounds like him, feels like him energetically, even through this. For me, I feel it. And what is he talking about? Let's just say prophecy is interesting, and you can apply a lot of things to many different ages and time frames. This is screaming now, like right now. The next fun section, a prophecy of the Aquarian Age. Oh, here we go, buddies. The moon. A pure, cold, chaste goddess, was wooed and won by the sun god. He was warm and ardent, and his embraces were irresistible. From their union was born the wonderful goddess Urana. She is more beautiful and more chaste than her mother, yet more warm and ardent than her father. Her force is so great that the children of earth are not able to greet her, but they cannot endure the light of her countenance. Damn teeth. All through the ages, she has walked in darkness. A thick veil covers her face, and thick clouds encompass her about. She is enshrouded in mystery. Even the sun god, her father, can scarce find her. From time to time, as she walks her appointed path, she crosses the paths of other gods, planets. And as she walks the heavens, her footprints become centers of force, and along and with their radiant blossoms of wondrous potency spring into being. Although she is invisible, the gods feel her approach and are thrilled with expectant love. The chords of their hearts are moved with the mighty force, prophetic and inspiring. Even the far-off child of earth catch the vibrations of that thrill in every heart attuned to love's higher chords. There awakened an answering wave of joy from whence unknown. And in every soul who has sacrificed on love's altar, who has suffered and lost, there is born with that cosmic thrill a new conception of love divine. Clothed in impenetrable mystery, bold, indeed, is the mortal who dares to lift even a corner of her veil. Yet the time draws quickly nigh when her cloak will drop from her shoulders and she will no longer be shrouded in mystery. The veil will be lifted from her. Face and mankind will marvel at her wondrous beauty. Even now on earth there is found one here and there who boldly climbs to the seat of the sun god and lights his torch of truth in those golden rays. As torch after torch flames out into the darkness, the dank mists of ignorance will melt and chill darkness will die in the embrace of light. Then will mankind seek out the goddess Urania in her hidden ways, and daring to lift her veil, will bask unharmed in the unspeakable loveliness of her smile. Then all who have given up the great gift of love for duty or conscience sake will find it again purified and sanctified by her potent force, grown sweet and fragrant under her cloak. Then will their own come to them whom none can take away. The time will come when the world shall see this goddess sitting upon the golden throne of her father, the sun god, with the silver scepter of her mother in her right hand. Behind her will stand her faithful henchman Neptune, with his rod of threefold power in his hand, ready to defend her or punish any mortal overbold. On her right hand will stand the god Jupiter, and on her left hand Saturn, while prone at her feet will lie the beautiful Venus, who has yielded up her life only to find it more abundance in the smile of her eldest sister Urania. And as Venus' valiant lover Mars stoops to lift her, he places his arms around her and draws her close to his heart. With the tears of passion dried from out of their eyes, so shall they stand like two innocent love children at all smiles and beguilings in the radiant light of the goddess Urania. A vision of coming. The following is a description of a vision of the coming avatar recently seen by Miss Curtis. It is written down verbatim as it was realized by her consciousness with no attempt to put into literary form. This original form is reproduced just as it was received, for every expression has a special creative potency. The word is spoken. The sable curtains of a darkness part. He who dwells in everlasting radiance comes forth. With him, rank on rank, angelic beings move in ever widening circle. Transcendent, ever changing hues of light, with blinding radiance intoxicate the air. From angelic harps, rich melody rolls onward. The very echoes of you, planet Earth, tremble with ecstasy, and with delirious joy sink into silence profound and awesome. What bodies it me, an humble child of earth, that I behind the veil may glimpse? Who art thou, Lord? Whom to thy shepherds thus appeareth? I dare not look. My weary world-worn eyes I cannot lift. Yet rests thy crown of glory on my brow, light of the world forever shining. Through streaming tears the radiance hide. Son of my soul, forever near, lift up my heart in admiration, and there abide for yea. Deep in my empty heart, enticing, all love divine and wisdom centering. My Savior, Lord, I am lost in thee. Empty thy arms with blessings laden. Grant me the boon to bear them on. Thus spake my soul. From the silence rolling thunder, and many voices cried, Amen, Amen. The heavenly hosts are stilled as thou drawest near. Aye, even the harmony divine in silence dies when thou appearest. Grant me to rest in thy bright shining. Forth from the host angelic of being speaks. Still, O earth, thy heart, the Lord Christ cometh. He passeth by and thrills the farthest region, where waves of death beat earth's dark shore. The darkness flees by glory vanquished. The day of blood and steel and death is over. Silent, still, and empty, naught of earth remaining, only thy joy and peace and love abiding. Sun of my soul, shine on, shine on. Chapter 23. Independent communications continued. This is really fucking interesting. And this is like collaborating with the Secret Teachings of All Ages, what I just read from that book. This ties into what I read on that book. A message from Saturn and the Garden of Prayers. We'll see what this has to say. A message from Saturn. I am the first and the last. Oh boy. I am the beginning and the end. I am the dread guardian of the threshold. I come to you with gaunt and pallid face, cold and lifeless as the dead. I stretch out my arms as a barrier to stop your onward journey. Come look into my dead and lusterless eyes. Look upon my ghastly countenance if you dare. Look at me in the face and recognize me for what I am. For until ye can meet me face to face and know and conquer me, yet cannot pass me. I am the great initiator. I stand upon the threshold. I am the great tester, the glass which mirrors back each mortal's own creation, his dweller, which each neophyte must face and recognize before I let him pass. I am Saturn, the great reaper. I am he who binds, who congeals, who solidifies. I am that seemeth like a corpse, for I am all that is dead and lifeless. Look in my dead face and recognize me. What do I mean? I am the sadness and darkness and the coldness of death, the fear of which each neophyte must face and overcome. The planetary forces that gave ye life push ye ever outward, onward and outward on the great spiral of life. Day after day, ye are urged farther and farther away, onward and outward, until ye reach my domain. Here I stretch out my grizzled arms and bid ye halt, for I am he that saith, thus forth shalt thou go and no farther. Not even the forces of the gods can pass my domain unchallenged. Each planetary force hath carried ye a space and given ye of little its guerdon of power and wisdom and truth until the confines of the spiral of life are breached. And what have I to give? I give ye not. I bid ye face thyself. Here do I meet ye and say, thus far shalt thou go. Stand and look me in the face. Can ye stand still while thy vitals are frozen by my icy breath? For I am the winter time when all is cold and dead, and I must be met and passed before the spring can come. Out of this ordeal must ye gather the power that binds together into an entity all the forces ye have received from the planetary gods. Are ye proof against my frozen breath? Can ye bear to have thine ideal shattered, thy advance retarded, all that seemed good and true fletched from thy grasp? Can ye meet these tests undaunted, seize them and turn defeat into victory, discouragement into power? Can ye be still and reach my stage of calm contemplation while all that ye loved and believed in seems to wither and die in thy sight? Not until ye have seized from me my weapons and gained my power can ye pass this point, initiation, and go onward. Think ye there is no reason why I, Saturn, stand at the threshold, at the outpost of life and evolution? In the foundation of the universe, it was I who made the cosmic center and gave the stability and inertia upon which the other planetary forces might act. Mine was the force sent out in the beginning, and mine shall be the last to return, the power of holding still and being fixed and immovable. I am the dot that expanded into the circle, which contained and circumferenced all that could come forth in a cosmic manifestation, the aura of a man, that which limits and confines his life forces and prevents them from being dissipated, the measure of a man. In the solar system, the planets are ever sending their forces outward into space, and were it not for me, they would go onward beyond the confines of this system and be dissipated. But when they reach my domain, I stop them and say, so far shalt thou go. I build a wall about the universe and turn back the separate forces and bend them into one. This wall creates form and number. I am he that bindeth, and that is bound with the three bands. I hold the three forces that bind body, soul, and spirit. The force of this calm that can bind and hold ye must learn. For as long as anything can upset and disturb thy calm, ye cannot pass. For I, Saturn, am the guardian of the portals. The planetary gods led ye down the spiral of life until the last round is reached, and there I stand. If it were not for my outstretched arms, ye might be pushed over the edge of the spiral into the great abyss and be lost in the outer darkness. Yet ye must face this abyss and calmly contemplate its depths, and lose not thy balance, ye have strength to turn and walk upward inside the spiral. Then the path is no longer outward, but ever inward, where ye shall feed on the inner essence of life. The soul who has dared to meet and face me and wrest from my power and walk upright within the spiral. For him do I gather up all the planetary forces and send them back to him as helpers. As the dot expands into the circle, as above, so below. As in the cosmos, so in man. For him shall I no longer be Saturn the Reaper, but will be crowned as Kronos, god of time. For he who has reached this step is ruler over time. But ye must see the outward face of death in the Reaper, ye can recognize my true face. Then do I become benign, and my power is the power of wisdom. But ye must be able to correlate with my force before ye can climb in the inner path. Ye cannot pass on until ye have culled from me the lesson of stability and wisdom Kronos alone can teach. Then shall ye conquer through discernment. I am the melancholia of the world, which, if not conquered, leads to insanity and death. Ye must face the world with death, pallid and stark, standing at thine elbow. Ye must become as dead to the changing tides of the world and of man's changing affairs as though in the grave. O sons of earth, like Saturn, ye are bound with three rings, hand and foot, body, soul, and spirit. These rings are the 3 days in the tomb. These ye must break through and conquer the force that binds ye, a day for a ring. These binding conditions must hold ye until the very force which bound ye is turned into stability and of domicile. Will of undoubted courage and unquenchable faith, the faith that has touched the confines of life and has penetrated its mysteries. And when I conquered, ye will find me, Lucifer, the brilliant angel of light, the bright star of the morning, who shall make all things plain unto thee. But to know me, ye must meet me face to face. Ye must see my gaunt arms reaching out for ye, and boldly walk into those ghastly limbs and tear the mask from my dead and frozen face. Must warm my cold heart with the warmth of thy breasts. Come to me and wrench from me the power of silence, of quiet contemplation and still standing. To know me, ye must study me and find out my secret. I come not to give ye my force. I cannot. Ye must wrest it from me in battle. I am the dread God of the threshold guarding of all wisdom. How dare ye pass me? I am placed here at the end of things to weigh and measure ye all. After ye pass me, there is no other. Ye are free to pass onward and inward toward the fountain of all light and wisdom. No more can that force assail ye, nor the terrors of the abyss draw ye down. For ye have passed the edge and are inside the spiral, and turn back only of thine own free will. But ye dare not pass me until ye meet me, until ye feel the grip of my grisly hands at the throat, shutting off the life's breath, until ye feel my icy breath on thy cheek. Thus must we wrestle. If I conquer, down into the abyss ye go, to begin over again the cycle of manifestation. But if ye conquer, I am thy servant and savior. I am who was sent out in the beginning, hence I am called Lucifer, star of the morning. I am he of whom it was said, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. I am the angel of revelation, who go forth to weigh and take measure of all men. For no man is a man until he has been measured, until he has cognized my force and has gained its stability. That's powerful. If you understand the perception of what Lucifer is, the garden of prayers. Invocation, evening prayer. O divine and loving Father, as we rest through the darkness on thy breast, help us draw close to thee in love and to realize the almighty power of thy divine Son, filling and comforting us. For as the earth and air retain the magnetic and life-giving forces of the sun to bring forth for the new day as it withdraws each night, so may we retain in our souls through the darkness the light and warmth of his shining, knowing that as the sun rises for a new day, we too shall rise stronger, truer, sweeter, and more beautiful, because we have rested in thy love and abiding faith and trust. In the fair fields of asphodel, prayers grow like flowers. Some are prayers of anguish from hearts that are breaking, and oh, they are crimson red. Yet out of the center of each golden stamen points upward, bringing down the divine radiance into the very heart of passion or sorrow, stilling them. There are prayers that are lifts by babies' lips. God bless Mama and Papa. These are tiny violets and daisies, so sweet and pure and beautiful, nodding their little heads in hundreds of thousands all over the grass. Then there are stately lilies, so pure and white. They are the prayers of the saints whose hearts have been purified from all earth desires. There are the beautiful roses too. These are the prayers of those passionate lovers who have learned to know and dwell in beautiful love. They pour out their hearts in admiration like the perfume of rose. Oh, how beautiful all these fields. Prayers for success are grand and stately flowers with long stalks standing up straight and high with flowers all down the sides, many, many flowers. Some are white with golden centers. Some are purple and blue and crimson according to their ideal. But the most beautiful are those that have within their hearts little golden stamens. And every time the winds of heaven blow, the bright dust of their golden pollen showers down upon mankind. Why, you ask? Because they are the prayers that asked success and blessing for all the world. So the showers of golden dust fall upon all. And wherever they fall and find lodgment, they bring happiness and success. Selfish prayers for mere worldly success are not allowed to grow in the fields. We call them weeds. We go out and pull them up and cast them back to the earth and say to the children of earth, take back your prayers. They are not worthy of place in this garden. They come back to you to be readjusted. Gather them up. They belong only in the soil of earth. Readjust them. For only when are readjusted can such a prayer grow into beautiful flowers in the fields of asphodel. Sometimes selfish prayers for success, like hothouse flowers of untimely bloom. These the angels pluck and throw back to earth. Such success as many thus be gained is but of the earth and only for the moment. Only while the flowers thus pluck endure, they have no root in heaven. The prayers that demand and insist upon their fulfillment without saying, not my will, but thy be done, are also weeds, bitter weeds, and rank. Their answer seems to come because they grow a little, but their flowers soon fall and give place to the bitter fruit, which often purges those who planted and must eat. The prayers that the great gardener loves are those which create the beautiful flowers of immortality. They are the prayers of gratitude and thankfulness, the recognition of what you really are, the accepting of all your blessings with joy. Those are the greatest prayers of all, the prayers of thankfulness and joy, when you can accept your blessings and realize how your Father loves you and how glad he is to see that you understand and permit him to help you. Take then your blessings and laugh back into his face like glad flowers nodding joyously back to the sun. Say, oh, my Father, I am happy because you love me and give me that which you know is best for me, except when I demand for my own self alone. I'm going to leave that there. There's more communications to read, but I'll leave that for the next time. I found this very interesting. With the time that is happening right now in our paradigm, the breaking down of systems politically, economically, financially, these fake wars that everybody's like, oh my gosh. Whether you believe that was Lincoln or not, buzzing chills. For me, I resonate with it that was Lincoln's spirit speaking. And the last part, the Chronos Lucifer thing, like if you're in the politic insider world of truthers and you understand what the actual Statue of Liberty actually stands for, aka Lucifer, then yeah, but at that time, back in Abraham Lincoln's time, do you really think that people saw that as a glimmering hope of Lucifer? Or did you look at the Statue of Liberty as a child as a gateway to freedom in New York Harbor? I used to take the Staten Island ferry every day to school before 9/11, where I was forced to have to take a bus. But when you cross, if you ever go to New York and take the Staten Island ferry, it's free. You get to pass the Statue of Liberty. And for my grandparents, my adopted family, they came into Ellis Island. For those people at that time, many of them were young, and children looked at that as a beacon of hope and a beacon of liberty from where they were coming from. So it's just very interesting, the contrasts between the secret teachings of all ages and the book of the realms of the living dead, and combining, doing 2 readings in one day. I used to do all the time. I'm not used to it, but something has it within me to do them. I hoped you gained something out of that. I hoped you all resonated at some point with it. Sending each and every one of you love and light. Please don't forget to hit that like button, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I really appreciate the help. Sending each and every one of you protection, light, love, and shielding. Have a great weekend. Enjoy. Have fun. Be safe, be seen. And until the next one, guys, have a great one.